Let me ask you something. If someone prays for patience, you think God gives them patience? Or does he give them the opportunity to be patient? If they prayed for courage, does God give them courage, or does he give them opportunities to be courageous? If someone prayed for the family to be closer, do you think God zaps them with warm, fuzzy feelings? Or does he give them opportunities to love each other? Well, I gotta run. A lot of people to serve. Enjoy.
The last 5 minutes of the day before you go to sleep at night are the most important 5 minutes of your day. You are now going to go into your subconscious mind for the next 8 hours, and you're going to marinate there in those 8 hours. As you enter into your subconscious mind, you can do one of two things. You can review all of the things that you didn't like, that didn't work, that disappointed you, all of the stuff that's going on in the world that you hate. Now you wake up and your subconscious mind begins to offer you up experiences that match up to everything that you've placed in there. Or use those last 5 minutes to program into, I am well, I am healthy, I am content, I am peaceful, I am unattached, I am in love. And you just start to program yourself this way so that when you wake up, your subconscious mind, which can't make a distinction between the thoughts that you have or the actual things that are going on in your physical life. So if your subconscious mind is being programmed to say, this will never work out, the universal subconscious mind will begin to offer you experiences that match up to that, and you'll go through your whole life.
One man in 1 minute, in one meeting, changed my life because he asked me, what goals do you have? And I said, what do you mean, what goals do I have? I said, I want to go out this weekend to the bar. I want to have some good food. I want to find a nice young lady. And he says, no, but what are your bigger goals? And I didn't have any. So he actually sent me home. And he said, fill out these pieces of paper. And on the pieces of paper, it said, like, what age do you want to retire by? Like, I was 19. I wasn't even started yet. I said, but just fill out these papers. So I said, I want to retire by the time I'm 45 with $3 million. I want to have a Mercedes. I want to have a house. I want to travel the world. I want to have a great lifestyle. And so I came back on Monday and he looked at it and he asked me one question. And that question transformed my life. And he said, are you interested in achieving these goals? Or are you committed? And I asked him, Mr. Brown, I said, what's the difference? And he said, if you're interested, you'll do what's convenient. Come up with stories and excuses and reasons why you can't, and you'll use your education as an excuse, you'll use your story as an excuse, you'll use the fact your father was a cab driver and was a gambler and never had any money. You'll use all of that as your reasons why you can't. He says, but if you're committed, you will do whatever it takes. You'll let go of your stories. You'll let go of your excuses. You'll let go of all the reasons you currently have that are formulating your identity of yourself and become who you are destined to become.
By the time I was 31, I was a millionaire. By the time I was 33, I was broke. And I'll tell you a little bit about that story later. But when I lost all my money, guess what? I found out Mr. Shoaff was right. What was valuable was not the money. What was valuable was what I became to earn the money. The skills I had, the knowledge I had about the marketplace, the values that I had going for me, they were more valuable than the money. And here's an important statement to remember. It's not what you get that makes you valuable. It's what you become. So part of the key here is to set the kind of goals that will make something of you. Don't set them too low so that you don't have to grow and you don't have to read and you don't have to try and you don't have to stretch. Don't set them too low. And then don't sell out. Don't go for something that's going to cost you your virtue or cost you your values or sell out your principles. There's a good middle road here to follow. Goals that will inspire, goals that will help you grow, change, develop, and become better than you are.
Things that have never happened in the history of the universe are happening right now.
So what do you see this change as?
Well, they're extremely positive. We finally are getting our act together and they're allowing things to move. The entire Earth is moving into another dimension. Another vibrations and frequencies of the whole Earth are changing to what's called the New Earth. And this is in the Bible, too, in the book of Revelations, when they talk about the new heaven and the new earth. It's just that it's happening right now. But in order to move, our vibrations and frequencies of our own bodies have to change to match that of the Earth as it moves. See, the Earth is a living being, too. And it's moving into its next incarnation. It doesn't care if we go with it. It'd be just as happy if we didn't go with it. We're like fleas on a dog.
One of the first billionaires, David Rockefeller, used this secret to build the biggest network of all time. Rockefeller's massive Rolodex held over 100,000 individual contacts that he used to grow one of the largest generational fortunes the world's ever seen. And after his death at the age of 101 years old, the Wall Street Journal was able to sneak a peek at the greatest contact list of all time. And what they found was shocking. Rockefeller didn't just keep contact information on his associates. Instead, he used a human psychology hack to make people believe he was an incredibly caring man. Knowing that people love to talk about themselves, Rockefeller would take notes on any meaningful detail from every interaction he had with people. Things like the names of their children, the family's health, or the achievements they were most proud of. Then anytime he'd meet these people again, he'd review his notes and use the information to build meaningful relationships that led to lucrative business deals. When he would say things like, "The last time we spoke, your daughter had gotten a soccer scholarship to Brown. How is she doing there?" People's faces would light up and they would let their guards down and think of Rockefeller as a friend instead of just a business contact. Rockefeller said these relationships were never transactional, but transformational. And average business people conduct transactions, but great leaders make transformation.
He predicted 3 world wars. The First World War, he said, must be brought about, and I'm quoting from Albert Pike. The First World War must be brought about in order to permit the Illuminati to overthrow the power of the czars in Russia and of making that country a fortress of atheistic communism. The divergences caused by the agents of the Illuminati between the British and German empires will be used to foment this war. He says, quote, "The Second World War must be fomented by taking advantage of the differences between the fascists and the political Zionists. This war must be brought about so that Nazism is destroyed and that the political Zionism will be strong enough to institute a sovereign state of Israel in Palestine." He's now thinking about this Third World War, and it says that it will be caused by the differences between the political Zionists and the leaders of the Islamic world. The war must be conducted in such a way that Islam, the Muslim Arabic world, and political Zionism, the State of Israel, mutually destroy each other. That's what it says. Meanwhile, the other nations, once more divided on this issue, will be constrained to fight to the point of complete physical, moral, spiritual, and economic exhaustion.
Bruce Lee said, "Don't speak negatively about yourself, even as a joke. Your body doesn't know the difference. Words are energy and they cast spells. That's why it's called spelling. Change the way you speak about yourself, and you can change your life. What you're not changing, you're also choosing."
If you help enough people get what they want, you can have everything you want. If you help enough people get what they want, you can have everything you want. Now, make these notes. You cannot change the seasons. But here's the next phrase. But you can change yourself. To climb the ladder of success as high as you wish to climb, here's the key. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. He said if you work hard on your job, you can make a living, which is fine. But if you work hard on yourself, you could make a fortune.
Every day for 1 hour, upgrade your knowledge and your skills. And then you take action every day on the things that are the most important instead of all the different things that you can do. If you focus on doing 3 to 5 things every day towards your goals, in 1 year, you'll be at a totally different destination. 3 years, big distinction. 5, 10 years, your life won't be the same. If you want that, follow the blueprint.
Andrew Carnegie amassed a fortune of $372 billion during his life, in today's money. Listen to his thoughts on collective consciousness and what he attributes his success to. Well, if you want to know how I got my money, I will refer you to these men here on my staff. They got it for me. We have here in this business a mastermind. It is not my mind, and it is not the mind of any other man on my staff, but the sum total of all these minds that I have gathered around me that constitute a mastermind in the steel business. I have been many years gathering these men around me and building this mind. Each man contributes an important part to the building of this mind. I do not always agree with all the men on my staff on all matters, nor do they always agree with me. Perhaps some of us do not like each other from a personal viewpoint, but I know that I need these men, and they know that they need me in the maintenance of this mastermind that is necessary in carrying on this steel business. Napoleon Hill adds in, no two minds ever come together without thereby creating a third, invisible, intangible force, which may be likened to a third mind.
Seven habits to outgrow anyone. 1. To improve your mood, exercise. 2. To think more clearly, meditate. 3. To understand the world better, read. 4. To understand yourself, write. 5. To learn faster, make the process.
I'll give you 3 things now that will start rewiring neural pathways.
Please, go.
Get up in the morning.
Get up early in the morning.
Not early, just get up in the morning. If you get up at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, go straight into the bathroom. If you brush your teeth with your right hand, start brushing with the left. Look into the mirror. Now we're talking to the subconscious brain. Eye to eye in the mirror and say, I love you 10 times. When you finish that, let's get some oxygen inside you to start the day. Exaggerated breaths to start the day. That rewires straight away.
How many breaths?
I always tell my guys do 25 in the morning, 25 lunchtime, 25 in the evening.
Okay, so left-handed teeth brushing.
Yes.
Look straight in the eye in the mirror. I love you, I love you, I love you 10 times.
Yes.
And exaggerated breaths. 25.
Will change your life.
What could I do to earn $100,000 over the next 12 months? The more specific the question, the better. Then you devote yourself to writing 20 answers to this question. You must write a minimum of 20 answers. Work harder, work smarter, start earlier, stay later, change occupations, upgrade my skills, whatever it is, keep forcing yourself to write till you've written 20 answers. We call this mindstorming. The first 3 to 5 answers will be easy. The next 3 to 5 answers will be difficult. The last 10 answers will be incredibly difficult. But I have given this exercise to people who've gone on to become millionaires so many times I've lost track, because they often find that the 20th answer changes their whole life. And if you've ever done this once, it's absolutely staggering. More people have become millionaires with this simple idea of mindstorming, what I call the 20 idea method, than any other single method of creative thinking ever discovered.